no self-flagellation needed. Today on Fortitude Through Stoicism, and this is my 365-day journey of implementing the ancient philosophy of Stoicism into the life of this modern masculine man. So in full disclosure, flagellation, it was a new word for me. I had to look this up and honestly understand the definition. So let me read you the definition of flagellation. Flagellation, flogging or beating, either as a religious discipline or for sexual gratification. Flagellation, flogging, or whipping is the act of beating the human body with a special implement such as whips, rods, switches, cat o' nine tails, and others. Okay, full disclosure. Anybody who kind of follows the rabbit hole and knows who I am knows that I am a pro-dominant. And flogging is something that we do, but I've never actually heard of it as flagellation. So here's where I'm going to get real with you. Before I started my Stoic journey, when I would come home after a week in the field of consulting, and again, multiple flights, high pressure situations, I leave on Sundays and I get home late Fridays, 4 to 7 flights a week. As an introvert, what I do is extremely energy draining. When I got to the airports on Friday, and again, I'm going to go into my old self. This is not my Stoic mindset, but my old mindset would be I would be at the airport. I'd be frustrated. Everybody's complaining. Everybody's bitching. Everybody's upset. The energy is toxic. And I get on the plane, I sit on the plane, I pick my seats. I have to be on the aisle because I have a bad knee, whatever. Now, I can walk down an entire aisle of an airplane, not touch a human soul. I'm a large man. I sit in my chair. Every single person that walks on that flight after me has to find a way to touch me, smack me with their back, get their fat, smelly ass touching my face. I wanted to murder people. I wanted to fucking choke slam people. I would come home. True story. This is me being completely open. I would go to my tool rack where I have my floggers hanging, and I would literally take one of those floggers and I would put on one of my songs. I'd get into a rhythm and I would literally self-flagellate. True story. I have broken my floggers, flogging myself so hard, trying to get that emotion, that anger, that frustration out so I didn't take it out on the people that I love. Now, that was 6 months ago. That was a long time ago. Now it's different because of Stoicism. Because of this journey, I fast on Fridays. My emotions are in control. I don't have the energy, the desire to put that out there anymore. I come home, I'm looking to break my fast, I'm looking to refeed my family, I'm looking for my fuck fest Friday, as we call it. But the one thing that I don't do is I don't have to beat myself anymore with a flogger. So now that we've got the backstory about flagellation, let's go to the quote by Seneca. Philosophy calls for simple living, but not for penance. It is quite possible to be simple without being crude. And man, I got to tell you, I think I've taken it to the extreme on this one because, again, the way that I look at Stoicism is temperance is one of the principles. Temperance means moderation. Where is the line between moderation and penance? So Marcus's meditations, Marcus really is a Roman emperor. Remember, he wrote meditations as a lesson to himself. They were never meant for public consumption. These are the words of a Roman emperor to himself to make himself a better human being. That is our role and responsibility in life as a Stoic. Be a good human being. Period. End of story. Put that bitch on the shelf. It's done. Marcus's meditations are filled with self-criticism. So are the writings of other Stoics. But it is important to remember that and again, I'm off script here, but we hear those words. So I used to talk to myself differently. Shawn, you're a fucking asshole. Why are you being so fucking stupid? What the fuck's the matter with you? I would flagellate myself verbally. I would beat myself up. You worthless piece of shit. Why couldn't you get this fucking done? Basically take my wife's words and put them in my own head with my own voice. That's the old me. But Stoics, there is no self-flagellation. There is no paying penance. There is no self-esteem issues for guilt or self-loathing. You never hear them call themselves a worthless piece of crap, nor do they ever starve or cut themselves as a punishment. Their self-criticism is constructive. Laying into yourself, unduly depriving yourself, or punishing yourself, that's self-flagellation. Holy shit, I'm guilty. I punish myself daily, almost in all that I do. So here's the question. Is that self-flagellation or is that discipline? Discipline is a set of rules that we live by that is meant to give us a better future. We forgo temporary pleasure for long-term gain and permanent satisfaction. I'm going to forgo these 3 cookies now so that I can enjoy this beautiful body for a long time. I am going to be frugal with my spending so I don't have to impress others, so that I don't have the stress and worry and concern about my financial future. So there's a paradoxical shift here, right? I mean, we're saying that we need to hold ourselves to a higher standard, Mr. O'Neill, but not an impossible one. And forgive yourself if and when you slip up. Now, I don't know. We're going to have to talk about this one. This one I'm going to need some convincing on because I believe that it is our responsibility to live our best lives. We have one life. This is such a gift. You have one fucking shot at this thing. And listen, I'm 45 years old. I have more behind me than I do ahead of me. True fucking story. Maybe a lot more behind me than I have ahead of me. I will carry myself to the highest standard that I am able to. That is my responsibility to myself, and that is paying myself respect. More importantly, that's paying respect to everyone that I have taken the responsibility to provide protection, guidance. This one is a fine line. Discipline versus penance. Are we holding ourselves accountable, or are we engaging in self-flagellation? No need to be too hard on yourself, but then again, where is our adherence to standards of excellence? This is where philosophy comes in, guys. Toro, if you're listening to this, I would love, man, because you know me, and you see what I do to myself. I'm very curious of your thoughts on this one, my friend. And for everyone else, I know that I may be particularly guilty with this one because I actually flog myself. And I don't know too many people who do that. So I will say this one was a gut punch for me. This is why we do this. This is why we embark on this journey, is to always challenge what we believe. And I'm almost in tears right now because I do this. It's almost as if I punish myself for even breathing. And I'm not sure if that's standards or if there's still a little bit of self-hate in there. I'm not sure what that is. But we're going to figure it out. And on that, we're going to have the most amazing day.